Now, obviously, I don't want to make all my videos about Hasan the way Hasan makes all his videos about Asmongold. You know, he might have like one video that isn't about Asmongold, but I obviously don't hate Hasan. Do I profit off of him and benefit off of farming him? Of course, you know, it's hard not to farm Hasan. He does all these things to himself, you know, when his reputation is in flames because of his own actions. So I farm it and get some views and get some value out of it. You know, it's just what I'm gonna do. Now, is it the most moral thing to farm somebody when their reputation is currently in flames and their career is slowly circling the drain? One could debate whether it was moral to do that, but you know, I don't really care either way. It benefits me, so I'm gonna do it. So, I'll play the clip and basically show you guys how Colorgate 2.0 basically happened, and we'll talk about it.
Can't believe the protesters that are protesting against settler fairs that are taking place in a synagogue are actually the bad ones in this.
You see the dog gets off, and then he looks over,
protesting,
and then he's reaching down
against settler fairs that are taking place in a synagogue are actually the bad ones in this. I can't believe the protesters that are protesting against settler fairs that are taking place in a synagogue are actually the bad ones in this.
No way! No way! You're doing it again!
This comes on the heels of the allegations that Hasan, years ago was, a furry. Or he was making comments on furry art. So, things are looking worse and worse by the day for him. Now, I don't even know how he could fix this. I really don't know. He's already been having, thousands of viewers that have been essentially dropping him. That might just be due to the Asmongold thing. I don't know. I don't know necessarily if it's that, or if it's just overall his a lot of his controversies and him being essentially outed and looking like a very, very bad person to a lot of his audience, Which might be the case, it might be the case that a lot of them feel that he's morally apprehensible. But a lot of them, I know to a lot of them degree, they don't care, because obviously a lot of them have been running cover for Hasan in this new Colorgate 2.0, in the new Shakathon. Yeah, I mean, Hasan doesn't run subathons, he runs Shakathons. I have to say, I have to admit, I didn't like the Palestinian protesters because they're extremely annoying, but I gotta admit, from the river to the sea, Kaya will be free. It sounds like a very catchy tune at this point. I don't know what it means. From some river to some sea, I just want Kaya to be free. But the point is, this was probably one of the biggest landmarks, this is essentially the headstone of Hasan. We obviously all know and see that his career is slowly going down the toilet at this rate, and it's probably not going to recover anytime soon. He certainly hasn't made any attempt to try to recover it. Maybe if he did at this point, he could probably recover maybe about, half of his fan base to a degree that he could retain them, I mean, what is the fact that he's, in our last video, we talked about him complaining about, the numbers, and, I mean, he's a millionaire with, thousands of fans, yet yet he complains about small things like numbers over someone else. Now, I get, if you're a competitor, then I gotta get those numbers up, some competitive spirit, but it's a little different with Hasan's just ego more than anything else. But, I think if he really had thought about this strategically, shocking his dog on air, probably not a good move. People like animals more than they like humans. And I don't say that lightly. I know a lot of people that like animals more than they like humans. Now, to what degree that might just be talking. I mean, because people say a lot of things, versus what they do, people say things, but they won't do it, or they will do things, but they won't say it, kind of thing. which is not too surprising because, people are like that. Some people say exactly what they would do, and then they do exactly what they'd say. But, how to know? You don't know unless they actually do it. But all of this to say is that basically Hasan's career is circling the toilet. It's not going anywhere good. He has made no effort to recover anything or to attempt to try to restore his I was gonna say his good name, but I mean I don't remember when it was really ever good. Like, I really don't. As far as I've known, it's always been associated with I'm not sure what the word is. I suppose the most accurate word would probably be problematic behavior. I mean, you can take that for however you want to, but Now, some people might say, well, we don't really know if he shocked his dog. Why wouldn't he? Hasan has obviously liked to keep Kaya as a prop in that corner, specifically in that corner. And he obviously did shock her before when she tried to move out of that place, and only when she tried to move out of the place. So what's to say that he simply didn't lower the shocking settings so that it wouldn't elicit that same kind of reaction and could be more subtle? That way he could play it off as be like, oh, I didn't shock her, guys. See, she didn't jump like that. She just sat down. After being in the corner for hours upon hours upon hours, she just decided to get up, almost move somewhere, and then decide, oh, maybe I should sit down. Hasan's streams will be interrupted. I mean, you could make that argument. Will people believe it? It's more believable that he would just lower the settings and shock his dog than not. Because he's already done it once. Well, anyway. I mean, if he had thought, maybe he could have salvaged to some degree his reputation, but I kind of doubt he'll be able to do it now, and I doubt he'll even try. Anyway, I don't want to milk Hasan any more than I have to, or more than I can get out of it. That I think this stone is thoroughly drained for the time being. Maybe we'll milk him 3 days from now when he does something else. Anyway, go to sleep, guys.